incredible person, just incredible, going to be so missed by this community. Close-knit community, everybody knows everybody in Anaconda, have fond memories, and especially of Jerry. We knew each other at the art center. He would put on the best tours of the art center. The man was a talking history book. There isn't anything you didn't know. I also work at the Hearst Free Library. And when we had a question, the first one we'd call would be Jerry down at the museum and the art center, and we'd get our answer for people that would come to visit, or anybody that had a question, anybody that wanted a tour, we sent them down Jerry's way. I mean, there's not words to describe him.
Jerry is basically responsible for putting the information down here in the Marcus Daly Museum together. He got a lot of the things off the hill, saved them from being destroyed. So the smelter was where they brought the ore from Butte to be smelted into the copper anodes that were later sent to Columbia Falls and Great Falls to be turned into wire and copper pipe. And he was a great gatherer of history from Anaconda. He worked here. I've been associated, not necessarily working here, but I was on the board and came in for a lot of years. And Jerry was here for a lot until he was no longer able to do it physically. So he was always a great reference for us to find out what was going on. And he loved to talk to the people that came in and looked around the museum. Barry came in and helped him set up we did a big display the one year of military information, and with the uniforms and the helmets and all of the books and the artifacts that Jerry had put together. And at that time he was actually not able to physically put it together, so Barry came in and helped us out with a lot of that information when we set up our exhibit.
Being activities, we'd go in and try to make sure he had something to do, something to read, material from the library, just keep him happy and occupied. And he watched a lot of TV, a lot of history documents on the TV. We'd bring him stuff up from the library. One of my favorite things up here is every week we have a group of retired businessmen and teachers that come in and serve coffee and donuts. Jerry's favorite thing was a maple bar, a maple stick. So every single week he wasn't able to come down, but that was the first thing we did when we got the box. I grabbed Jerry's maple bar and I brought it to the SCU for him, and that smile was a mile wide. He just was thrilled to have that. And he'd always, have a little conversation, tell a little story at the same time, and have his little maple bar. Just enjoyable. I mean, I don't think I ever heard him say a bad thing about anybody. Always cheerful. He never forgot a name or a face or a kind deed. If someone was kind to Jerry, he remembered it. He looked after everybody. He always had something to say. If he saw something, and he'd say, over there, and he'd be watching for other people. He'd look out for other people as well, but such a kind person. He'd say my brother and my brother's coming, or my family, and talk about the family. Just so many fond memories. I just miss him so much already.
I wanted to share with you somewhat about Jerry's life. He was a very good historian here in Anaconda. And that's how we became friends with Barry and Fran. He decided that it was all right for his brother Barry to fix up their old house that belonged to the uncles. They grew up there. And it was in such disrepair, it should have been torn down. But they wanted to bring it back into the community, and it's a beautiful home. And Fran wasn't too interested in it until she saw that it was a craftsman home. And Barry told us that it really brought her to love Anaconda. And she's a big cheerleader now of that. And we so enjoyed becoming their friends, but he's put so much time and effort into helping Jerry, his brother. He had to clean out Jerry's home, and he's been back and forth for years helping him. And this final funeral arrangements he made. He did a beautiful job planning the service and couldn't have been more special for him. His brother was honored because of Barry, and we're glad to have that connection forever now.